Okay. I need y'all to listen up, especially everyone here on social media. If you hate Ken Sim, who here hates Ken Sim? Yeah, right?
That guy.
But if I were to ask you to give me like specific reasons like why you hate Ken Sim, could you do it? Like maybe, right? Like you could give a few, but some folks can't because some folks don't follow local politics. And that's fair. Following local politics is bad for your health. Right? I know for personal experience, right? I also know because the last by-election in 2017 had 11% voter turnout. So we can't do that again. The thing is, if you don't follow local politics, you're hating Ken Sim largely based on vibes, which is fair, because he does give atrocious vibes. And so, if you're hating Ken Sim based on vibes, that's fine. But if you want to be, a real hate connoisseur, if you want to be a sophisticated hater like myself, if you want to graduate in hating summa cum laude, then allow me to provide you a roughly chronological list of everything that Ken Sim and the ABC party has been up to in the last 2 years. Starting with 2022, immediately they broke campaign finance laws, spent more money during that election than every single other party in Vancouver combined. And when they won, one of the first things they did was they disbanded an office that was there to support renters for tenancy arguments. They also then planned to scrap bike lanes that were already approved in the city, and then they dissolved the independent park board that had been running for 150 years with no notice or transition plan. And they found out that they did a lot of these things in a lot of backroom meetings that were often exclusionary to people not in the party, including one time where they did not allow a new mother to join the meeting from home. And when the Vancouver Integrity Commission was like, bro, you can't do that, he was like, oh, I vote to suspend the Integrity Commission. Yeah, let's keep going. He also took millions of dollars from the empty homes tax. You know that tax on rich people that think housing should be hoarded like Bitcoin, rather than lived in? Yeah, that money was supposed to go into social housing. Instead, he gave it to developers. Yeah, the people that notoriously need more money. Right? When Ken Sim heard the tale of Robin Hood, he was like, oh, that's me. I do be Robin the Hood. Do you know what else Ken Sim thinks needs to be hoarded like Bitcoin? Bitcoin. Yeah, exactly. He put a motion through to investigate the potential of having Bitcoin as a reserve currency for Vancouver. Yeah, but you know what? He's a business guy. He knows finance, which is why when a reporter asked him, is it worth it to spend $500 million to host the FIFA World Cup in 2026? Even though there's overwhelming evidence that these events don't return the economic value, his response was, I'm judging this based on a feeling.
Hold on. So you're basing this on a feeling, not because you've crunched any numbers?
No. Look, it's not my job to crunch numbers on these things.
Direct quote, by the way. In January 2024, he displaced dozens of people from their homes in Oppenheimer Park. Many reported their tents and belongings being stolen and or destroyed. And this was one of the coldest weeks on record in the last few years, with wind chill being reported at minus 20 degrees. Some lighter news. Let me get used to some lighter news. There was that one time that he closed a meeting room in City Hall, only for another counselor months later to unlock the door and see within. What did he do? He turned it into a personal gym. Even though there's already a gym in that building. Yeah. I guess if Ken Sim had to work out with the poors, they might start asking him things like, hey, Ken, why don't you go to 1/3 of your council meetings? Or, why do you dress in a puffer jacket and white sneakers during Remembrance Day? I guess it's part of his agreement with Chip Wilson that Chip Wilson gives him a lot of money, and he dresses like a Lululemon billboard for the entire time he's elected. Let's keep going. What else has he done? Okay, we're getting close to present day. Recently, they had their downtown east side revitalization plan, and there was a leaked memo to Global News where they had suggested this idea within their own meetings that they should plan to return Indigenous peoples to their host nations, those that are living on the downtown east side. And I don't know if Ken Sim knows the history of Canada and displacing Indigenous peoples. It's not a good look, especially like considering returning them to their host nations. Babe, that's all of Vancouver. Fortunately, someone in his party did vote no on that resolution, and Ken Sim looked at her and she was like, "Wow, this is a upstanding, free-thinking, independent woman. You're out of the party." But this takes us to the election. There's already some fuckery going on. There was an email last week that they sent out for lawn signs. They were basically saying that they were going to go put lawn signs on people's properties. And if you did not want to have a lawn sign on your property, you should opt out. Because I suppose Ken Sim realized that there's like the people who have like a working conscience, and then there's the people who miss an email sometimes. And he was like, that's me, I'm right there. I can fit that gap. And so now we've reached the by-election. I haven't even started talking about the two people they're platforming. ABC is currently platforming two different candidates. They already have a supermajority, so this election is very important. So that the two progressive candidates that are currently have left, and we're gonna try to hire two more progressive candidates back. The first candidate from ABC is a, you guessed it, cop. Not only are they a cop, but they also happen to be the head of the police union. Yeah. By the way, this is the same police union that endorsed Ken Sim for his first election, the first time a police union has ever endorsed a mayoral candidate, the same police officer that sent a mass email to everyone in the police union saying, hey, vote for us. No conflict of interest there, none at all, none at all, none at all. The same police officer who is under investigation, not confirmed, under investigation for maybe kind of trying to cover up a murder of a civilian by a police officer. Under investigation, not confirmed yet. He did blame a pedestrian for getting hit by a cop car, though. That is confirmed. Yeah, a pedestrian got hit by a cop car and he blamed the pedestrian. Also, he posted on Twitter graffiti that said, fuck the downtown east side. And he posted publicly on Twitter that he believes BC should have relaxed gun laws for handguns. Yeah. And you remember that 100 nurses, 100 police officers thing? Well, I'm happy to report it's been 2 years. We are at 200 police officers. Yay! 12 nurses. Not so yay. Yeah. That's the first candidate. The second candidate is a tech entrepreneur. Could not find much about him. I did find one thing on his LinkedIn. It's that he is currently a fellow for an organization, and I will quote their mission statement. Their mission is to inspire and develop leaders within North American Jewish communities and the state of Israel.
Yikes.
And to actively foster collaboration between the two. I'm not going to tell you how to feel about that. Because I'm going to post this on YouTube. As you can imagine, Ken Sim and his party have not attended any of the all candidates meetings up until now. And when asked, hey, don't you need to go to those? They're called all candidates meetings, right? The campaign manager said, it just doesn't make sense. Why would we go to an open forum where anyone can show up and ask us any questions when instead we could host an event with just the people that already agree with us? And I was like, I don't know, Mr. Campaign Manager, maybe because the first thing is called democracy. And I don't want to tell you who to vote for. I think that you should 100% go and look at all the platforms. I'm going to try to post all the platforms whenever I post this. I'm going to post all the links. I'll even post the links to the ABC platform because I do truly believe that you should be able to read and learn and figure out who you want to vote for on your own. I just hope that after this short rant, you've realized what I've realized is that the reason why they are called the ABC Party is because their policy is elementary at best. And at worst, It's because they really don't want you reading past the first few letters. Voting starts March 26th, goes up to April 5th. Please go vote. Please go share this information with your friends. Thank you so much.